Welcome to the WACO Experience, an American story.
We, the people.
With your host, D. Scott Smith.
In order to form a more perfect union.
Interviews with leaders in business, government, and nonprofit organizations.
Promote the general welfare.
Jobs, products and services, and infrastructure for strong communities. Secure
the blessings of liberty.
The WACO Experience is an American story, a story of communities across America. It is your story.
People know that Esther's Closet provides confidence for women. Truly, we want to see women in high-wage, high-demand jobs being able to financially be safe and secure in their family and in their finances for their family.
D. Scott here, and that was native Wacoan Heaven Lee of Esther's Closet. We're going to hear more from her in this episode. This is the WACO Experience, an American story. We're going to be inspired by the support women in our community are receiving to find employment and be self-sufficient. Each Monday, this radio broadcast releases as a podcast and is available on all major podcast apps, such as Apple, YouTube Music, Spotify, and Amazon Music. Learn more about the show, the community, and our sponsors online at thewacoexperience.com. The sponsors of this program are friends. Monica Shannon of Texas Healthcare for You has reminded me that it is Medicare open enrollment until March 31st. Monica has been helping my family with our insurance, and she will help you. Remember, Medicare open enrollment ends March 31st. Give Monica a call today at 254-339-3421. And learn more online at txhealthcareforyou.com. That's txhealthcare, the number 4 and the letter U.com. Great family memories are created on your backyard deck. Seth DeMont of White Bluffs Construction, LLC, is now taking reservations to build or rebuild your deck, patio, gazebo, or pergola. Spring and summer will be here soon. Call Seth today at 254-227-2002. He's also got beautiful photos of their work on the website whitebluffsconstruction.com. I needed a supplement to my digital calendar, something to help me set and track goals and build my business. The Independent Planner and Journal is a notebook-style planner for independent thinkers and entrepreneurs. I'm a big fan of daily journaling, and the Independent Planner has an integrated journal. Try out the free AI-powered assistant at independent-planner.com. Chord Buddy is the world's best way to learn guitar. Travis Perry won a deal on Shark Tank with a commitment to build this guitar learning system in America. A promise he is keeping. You'll be playing real music on a real guitar in minutes, available at chordbuddy.com. Biddy & Bo's Coffee, hot and cold beverages, and catering. Biddy & Bo's is a human rights movement disguised as a coffee shop and provides employment for people with disabilities. I'm a coffee guy, and they are my go-to. Get the full Biddy & Bo's coffee experience and visit them today at 110 Franklin in Waco. We make it easy to visit our sponsors on our website. You can also listen to these episodes on your favorite podcast app. Go to thewacoexperience.com. We are on location at the Central Texas African American Chamber of Commerce to talk with Heaven Lee, who is the coordinator for Esther's Closet. So Heaven, thanks for joining us today on the WACO Experience, an American story. So let's talk about Esther's Closet. What is that?
Esther's Closet is a true space for women who are advancing educationally or within the careers, and they are able to come in and truly have access to not only professional workwear, but resources, resource navigation, mock interviews, resume writing, and all the other services in between to ensure that they can ease their path back into the workforce or education.
How do people find out about Esther's Closet?
Usually word of mouth. The easiest referral is usually from someone who has been here. And then, of course, we have some great community partners who are always sharing about us to their clients or who the people they may serve. But truly, it's usually just someone who's been here and they're like, you need to check this place out.
And they can find you on the web.
They can find us on the web. We are listed as syntexchamber.com, and there's an Esther's Closet tab right at the top. We are also on both Facebook and Instagram at Esther's Closet Waco.
So let's talk about the clothes.
The clothes, yes. An essential piece of what we do is the clothing, but it is not all we do. But the clothing is, being that we're called Esther's Closet, always perks someone's interest. No, it is not a literal closet. It is a true boutique that women enter, and it is truly a confidence builder. The clothing that is inside comes from our local community members who have donated to us. We have a true process of ensuring that everything in the boutique is something that a woman could wear to an interview, to a new work opportunity, and we accept donations. And so that's truly how our boutique is filled on a regular basis.
So if someone wanted to donate clothes, what types of clothes and how would they bring those?
Okay, so we over the holidays, we truly took the time to step back, suspend our donations, and come up with a new refined donation process. I would say clothing in the boutique never lacks. Our community does so great on ensuring that we have items for women to wear to work. And so our donation processes had to change because we always have donations. And so truly, we're asking individuals to check out our pinned post, whether on Facebook or Instagram, to see what our current needs are. We accept donations on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. here at our office, and we are located at 715 Elm. And we really want to make sure that the items are leaving the boutique swiftly. So we're kind of just ensuring that these items are in season, that they're freshly washed or laundered, ensuring that we're not bringing bulks and bulks of clothing so that they can truly streamline that process for myself, since I'm the one that goes through all of that, and making sure that it's something that has life or is in style. We try to say on trend and in style, so that and making sure that it has life for the next person is truly that's what donations kind of should look like. A lot of the things that we always need are things such as socks, non-slip shoes. Dresses and skirts are not as worn to work as often as you would think. So we're kind of reframing the items that we have in the boutique, but still trying to be inclusive of the different careers that the women are entering. It's been a great process for donations, and we don't ever have to truly worry about them because there's always someone looking to donate clothing.
That's a good thing. I just want to say to people, it doesn't have to be something used.
Right.
If you're out shopping and you find a good deal on something, buy one for yourself and buy one to donate.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, no reason to bring in those cast-offs, right? Let's talk about the psychology. This was your background, right? This is your education. We'll talk about that in a bit. Talk about the confidence and the psychology around how you present yourself, how you show up. These women that come to you, they're looking for that boost, that bit of confidence to go into that interview and present themselves.
For sure. I would say truly that one of the experiences that everyone talks about here, whether they're a referral source, whether they're a client, people know that Esther's Closet provides confidence for women. And it's not us providing it. It's simply just encouraging the women of skills and processes that they already have, that they possess. A lot of our clients are single moms or head of households who are truly in a space where they're looking to advance or transition into new opportunities. And a lot of these ladies don't go shopping often. This is something that walking into that boutique, it's very overwhelming, like shopping can be, especially when you don't know your size. I've heard people say, I've never worn a blazer. I've never worn heels to an interview. Like things that may be normal to us are not always something that each person that walks in this boutique, that's something that they've been through. So remembering that all of us have different experiences. And so it's truly impactful to see these ladies come into the boutique, be able to grab an outfit from head to toe, items from the boutique that are empowering them to feel confident entering the workforce. And that confidence peaks and just rises over time as they like, oh, this is something I can do. Like, and I feel confident and I look good while I'm doing it. And a lot of them will say, I don't know the last time I've been able to shop for myself. that's just like eye-opening to a lot of the people who work with us, because no, they aren't always living the everyday life. They're simply trying to get through sometimes.
So let's talk about some success stories.
Oh, that's a good one. We award one of our clients each year the Essence of Esther Award. And so the Essence of Esther is truly one of our clients who has come into our world, usually looking for a way to advance, has kept in touch, has went through the whole process, and we truly award them for being simply who they are. So we've had 3 of these ladies, and so I'll start with our first one. We awarded Shamika Evans, a local business owner, the Essence of Esther at my first Women of Distinction luncheon. A lot of people may know her as the Waffle Chick. She's actually serves on our advisory board. She's very involved in community, and just a great person all around. We've also awarded Sabrina Wolf, who is actually the assistant general manager at the Cambria. And just truly, I met her when she worked at the Aloft, and she had just received a promotion, and I was speaking at one of their convenings for the local hotel industry. I was just telling them about the services that we provide and how they could send the people that work with them over, or they could tell someone they just hired that we were wanting to make sure that our professional clothing was going to use, and about some of our services. And so simply her boss the next day said, "Sabrina, I think you should go." And she's like, okay. And truly, when you just say Esther's Closet, it means nothing. But when people step into our world and are able to see the boutique, learn about the services that we provide, they're able to make the connection. And Sabrina has stuck around with us since then. She's just a great all-around person, and she actually refers her team here to ensure that they have the professional dress for work.
So Sabrina was a guest on this program, the WACO Experience. So you guys do practice interviews for folks. That's a tough thing. In America, our culture, we don't value people who brag on themselves. And yet when you go into an interview, that's exactly what we're expecting.
Supposed to.
So let's talk about the interview process.
For sure. So we complete mock interviews. They're done with some of our great volunteers. We offer them online or in person, just based on the convenience of the client, just to ensure that they're not having to go out of their way to come to our office, or if it's after work, our volunteers are very flexible and work with someone's schedule to ensure that they're able to complete the mock interview to go in to be prepared for the real interviews. I tell them to act as if you're going into a real interview. They do not know this person that is about to interview them. And that was a big first step that we made. Like, originally I tried to do them and they're like, "Miss Heaven, I just can't take you serious." And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is not going to work. So we truly made sure that it's someone that they don't know, but someone that's going to give them critical feedback to ensure that, like, let's say less of this, allowing them to not be so personal about information that they may be wanting to share, but it's just not the right time. So being able to provide that feedback to them, they're able to quickly adjust. And then also I would say that some of our volunteers that have actually do the mock interviews are people who have hired people. So it's not someone who's just like asking questions off of a paper. It's truly making sure that they can talk about themselves through their skills, talk about their experiences, talk about your conflict with a coworker, but making sure that it's an answer that's to the point, but also very well versed, and also making sure that it doesn't sound rehearsed. So all of that in one, those volunteers really take the time to ensure that it is meaningful to both themselves and along with the client, so that they can go out and ace those interviews.
Let's talk about, why is it named Esther's Closet?
Esther's Closet is named Esther's Closet because of Esther from the Bible. One of the big Bible verses that we use is Esther 4:14, which says, "Perhaps this is the moment you've been created for." And so simply just ensuring that you may not know everything that's to come, but simply in this moment, we're existing and we are looking forward, and there's so much greatness to come. And so that's been, and I would say Mrs. Brown, our former president at CTAC, she founded Esther's Closet. So it was very meaningful to see how and why she named it this.
That's a great verse. And I love that thought that this might be the moment that you were created for. And when people go into interviews, you got to remember it's a two-way look.
Right.
I mean, you're trying to evaluate, are these people the folks I want to work with or not? The problem is the hiring manager has the power, right? They're the one that gets to say yes or no. When they ask you, you get to decide yes
at the end of
or
the
no.
day.
The way they come across, the follow-up or lack of follow-up, these are things that are important in the interview process as well.
Right.
Evan, let's talk about your background. How did you come to be here at the Central Texas African American Chamber of Commerce on Elm Street? And here we are in the building. Beautiful facility, by the way.
Thank you. So I am actually a native Wacoan. I graduated from Conley High School. I went to college at Stephen F. Austin State University in Nacogdoches, Texas, and was rudely interrupted by COVID. So I made the decision to come home. Online classes were not the best, and so I started working at a bank. I worked at Fidelity Bank of Texas out in Robinson and had a great team, but I knew that I was wrapping up some schooling, so I had about 3 classes that I ended up having to take online. And by the end, I'm like, well, eventually I have to use this degree. I'm like,
And your major was?
Psychology. And so I'm like, there's a ton of things to do. So that I'm weighing my options. I'm like, okay, I started looking at opportunities in Waco, in Houston, in Dallas, and I'm just like, okay, this is overwhelming. I have no clue what I'm going to do. And then people started dropping at the bank, so I'm like, okay, maybe I'm going to be a lifetime blinker. Who knows? And so I actually came across this position on Facebook, and I was telling my mom, I was just like, I think I'm supposed to apply for that. And she's like, okay. It's in Waco, like that's a little bit more convenient than the other things you've been looking for. And so I go, and so I take some days, and I'm like, okay, gathering myself, updating my resume, did a mock interview, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready. And so I go back on Facebook for the link, and it's gone. I'm like, oh no, I messed up with this one. And I'm able to actually submit my cover letter, my resume, through email. And I was like, okay, whew, that was a close one. Like, okay. And so I'm working at the bank. It took a while to hear back. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just going to be a full-time banker. They've offered me this position, and I've just been sitting on it. And I was able to get a call back, finally. And I'm like, well, shoot, now I have 2. What do I do? And I'm like, okay. And so I went ahead and accepted the position. And it has changed. So I originally worked with the Upskill Waco program at Prosper Waco, along with the Esther's Closet coordinator here at the chamber. And so it was a dual position, and so my days were split. And I'm like, this is my first big girl job. I'll figure it all out. And I did. And so I've been here at the chamber full-time for about a year, but I've worked here for 3 years.
Tell me how psychology helps you in working with these women who are looking for employment.
I would say a huge piece of it is, because originally I was like, I don't use my degree. But in a conversation with someone, I actually got to see like the communication, the thought process of the confidence piece we mentioned. That's a huge, all of that is just considering the fact that we're dealing with people. And at the end of the day, we all are thinkers. We have emotions. We have feelings. And it all looks different for each person that comes through this building. And we mentioned interviewing, and interviewing has this thought process of bragging on ourselves and allowing us to truly tell people who we are. And that's not something that we get to do often, besides with friends and family. And this true point of you're like, wow, this is me. And so truly psychology is just all the thoughts, all the thought processes, all the feelings, all the emotions combined in one. And so their emotions are high when you're job searching. The devastation sometimes, the process of not being able to believe in yourself, the lack of confidence, self-esteem, all of that drops, and sometimes you're at a high, sometimes you're at a low. You start feeling chemical imbalances. I'm sad. But truly, it's just it all wraps together, and it's been really, really good for me.
I was at a career summit speaking there, and one of the speakers, Tyrese Nishwander, had this great tip because we were talking to high school and college students. She said, get Post-it notes and put one about eye level at every door frame in your house. And every time you walk in, look at that. So when you walk into the room, head up, eyes forward. I was like, oh my word. That is just a beautiful thing, right? It changed the lives of some of these students. We talked about some of the psychology. We didn't talk about the body language of interviews. I know this is part of what you teach as well. So we've got clothing, we've got interview skills. Let's not just talk about the body language.
Body language is hard because you're being read. People are observing you. People are trying to see, how is this person feeling? What are they thinking? And you're not, the goal is not to seem passive or anything like that. You're truly wanting to make sure that you are confident. We always tell people, make sure you sit up straight. Make sure you smile. Look at people in their eyes. Show that you're actively listening. Explain in full sentences, all of those types of things. And just so that people are truly able to interact with your body language and yourself, because it's all in one. It's all in one. And it's a difficult process.
Let's talk about the future. You've got some events coming up. Let's talk about these events.
Okay. So our first event, quickly approaching, would be our Galentine's event. It's a Valentine's Day, but for the girls. So it's truly a girls' night out. It's fun. It's relaxing. It's everything that you would expect. Lots of red, lots of pink. We do door prizes. We have some games. There's a social component of networking. And then we're at the Element Hotel. So there's a bar, and it's the Circle Bar. And we are truly just in that space to ensure that women are able to connect and have a space to be themselves, because we truly want Esther's Closet and the things that come from it to be a safe place for women to interact.
So this is going to be a fun event, but also a business networking opportunity.
Yes. So we always try to make sure that our clients have the opportunity to connect with some great local women, and then just making sure that you have the opportunity to connect, because a lot of women talk about having the difficulty of not knowing where to meet people, or the strenuousness of how do I meet new people? And so what better way than to go to a networking event where lots of like-minded women would be?
Let's stay on the networking for a moment. What are some recommendations that you have for people to create an effective network and then lean into that network?
Okay. This is still very new to me because I am doing the same right now. So I'm learning that all my tasks cannot be done by myself. So I've created a pretty solid network, but actually leaning in and asking for help or telling them I'm not okay are very difficult aspects that I think everyone still kind of has some challenges with. But as far as networking, I go to as many networking events that I feel comfortable. And I know that I always try to take a friend. That's my one tip. Always take a friend, but we may not necessarily be there for the same purposes. I had a friend who was recently job seeking, and so we would go to networking events. I'm more so just making sure that people know about my program. People know what I do. People know we exist, and people are able to interact and connect, because relationships are everything. And so building that network truly allows you to have some different opportunities you may not have had before meeting some of these people, and you never know where you'll go. As far as leaning in, I'm learning to just say things, just tell people, be honest, and know that there'll be some different aspects. And that's another great thing. Everyone does not view things the same, so you're always getting some extra feedback. That I'll say constructive criticism is a great word for that, and learning how to use it and implement things into how you're working.
One of the tips that I give to people about networking is Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Yeah. Basically, eat before you go to the event. And I say Taco Bell because it's cheap. But, but get a protein bar, drink some water, stay away from the alcohol.
Yes.
But also, if you go hungry into the event, then you're just looking for, where's the hors d'oeuvres, where's the food. and you're not really taking advantage of the time
Right.
to get eyeball to eyeball to folks, which is the reason why you're there.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
I
talk
say,
to everyone.
absolutely. I said, eat beforehand, arrive early, and stay late. And that's going to help. And as you say, learn what to say and to say. Tell people what you're looking for, what you need, and what you have to offer. So we talk about Galentine's. That's coming up really quickly here.
Yes.
So what are other events?
Our annual signature event is the Big Hat Brunch. It's the Women of Distinction Big Hat Brunch. It's usually sometime frame in August. It's our huge fundraiser for the year. Ladies get to come out, wear hats. We usually have some great women of distinction there that serve on a panel. We award our Essence of Esther there. We have a silent auction. And truly, we're in a space where we have to learn how to share about Esther's Closet and also remember that this is a fundraiser. Learning to implement some of those new ways to fundraise. And then, so I'll kick it back to the fun pieces. We have a big hat show off. I was trying to get the name. That was a struggle. A big hat show off where we do a catwalk of all the ladies who decide to participate in the contest. And they receive a prize. And so we've had some magnificent, oh, that was a struggle, hats in the building. And so it's great to see the ladies truly showing up for a fundraiser in full force. I would say it's a true ladies event. We have usually about 7 to 8 men that show up as part of their organizations. But truly, it's an event where you get some women empowerment, you get to see some great people, networking, learn about what we do, who we are, who we're serving, and truly connect with us and find a way to be a part. That's what we've been asking. Find a way to be a part, whether that's donating clothing, donating monetarily, donating time. All of those really matter to this program.
And you said there's a silent auction, and at the Galentine's, there's some giveaways. So individuals and businesses can put together packages, gifts,
for
baskets.
sure. Yes. So silent auction, we've definitely had some organizations come together and make complete baskets for the event. We also have a Mother's Day raffle, which that would be very appropriate for, because we give away about 3 to 4 prizes, and they're usually baskets or like packages for women to just be. And it's a simple fundraiser, but it's just very cutesy. So
Heaven, tell me about your vision for the women here in Central Texas.
Our vision here at Esther's Closet, truly we want to see women in high wage, high demand jobs that allow them to be self-sufficient. And that means a lot of different things. But truly in our world, it means being able to financially be safe and secure in their family and, in their finances for their family. And so we have some workshops that do financial literacy. We have some workshops that teach people about retaining employment, and just making sure that woman can be comfortable in the place that they are.
The WACO Experience, an American Story, is a production of D. Scott Smith Company, all rights reserved. Thank you for listening.